fresh thoughts and cozy spaces. January decorating ideas. That'll make you love winter again. Do you not feel that strange sensation when the Christmas tree is taken down and all at once your house appears empty? A bit like the lights at a party were dimmed and someone forgot to turn them back on. Well, I have also been there. January 2nd. Standing in my living room, staring at the empty corner where my tree used to be, and seriously questioning whether my house would ever again cast that enchanting feeling over it. However, the truth is, January does not need to be the dull, drab month of disappointment in terms of decorating. On the contrary, it is one of the months that I look forward to refreshing my area the most, since it is like starting with a clean canvas. The struggle with the sparkling lights and the deep red velvet boughs is over. It is just you, your house, and a whole month to make something captivating and warm. So, let us explore some amazing January decorating ideas that will actually make you look forward to the post-holiday period. Why January home decor deserves your attention. Primera und Hirstand. After weeks, maybe months if you're like me, and start decorating in November of covering every detail of your holiday aesthetic, you'd dread even thinking about decorating more. However, there's a twist to it. January home decor is a brilliant idea, especially since winter is still with us. My friend, the cold weather will persist for a few more weeks, so your home should continue to exude warmth and coziness in January, just as it did in December. Another good thing about January home styling tips is that they invite one to live with the season while ridding oneself of the commercial holiday pressure. You are not decorating for visitors, for pictures, or for some fictitious Pinterest perfection. You are setting a mood that makes you feel good when cuddled with a book and a steaming cup. And to be honest, that is when your winter home decorating abilities are at their best, since you are designing for comfort, not for display. Post-holiday, January decorating ideas. The great transition, the metamorphosis from holiday chaos to January serenity, can be done gradually through several subtle steps instead of one sudden action. The starting point for some of my best January decorating ideas is to take away the holiday-specific items, little by little, in a manner that feels natural, not tiring. Start with the most obvious holiday-specific items: the Santa figurines, the Merry Christmas signs, anything that reminds us about December 25th. However, this is the part where we will take the most exciting turn, selecting some of the items that fit well with the season throughout the year. Do you remember the string lights that you had entwined with your garland? They are now part of the January seasonal home decor. The snuggly throw blanket that is white, it will stay right there. The winter greenery and pine cones. They are indeed very much suited for the cozy January winter decor. Well, the secret is distinguishing between what's holiday and what's winter. And once you make that mental retuning, the whole process of decorating for home is turned into a breeze. To me, January is winter's second act. The first act was all glitter and expectation, but now we have arrived at the cuddly, meditative stage. Your simple January home decor ideas should be in accordance with that. Think in terms of fewer sparkles and more fabrics, less Christmas colors and more whites, creams, and soft grays. Less ho, ho, and more. This is so relaxing. Indoor winter decorations that actually work for real life. Let us get into indoor winter decorations that are not too costly and not too hard to set up. Though I acknowledge the beauty of a home decor magazine, I still count myself as a practical person with a tight budget and limited time who is really tired of holiday entertaining. To be honest, one of the winter indoor decorations that I love the most is the layering of textures all over the house. I mean, chunky knit blankets thrown over the back of your sofa, faux fur pillows that you want to bury your face in, and thick woven baskets that, in a way, elevate the look of everything and make it more expensive. The magic of it happens when you mix various textures in the same color family, like a cable knit throw with a velvet pillow and a linen curtain, all in different shades of ivory and cream. It's visually intriguing, but not too much, and it gives your area the feel of a luxurious winter retreat. Winter decorations for the home. And I've also learned to be with nature. A simple vase with fresh eucalyptus branches looks lovely and lasts for weeks. Plus, they give off a nice scent, which makes the whole room smell like a spa. Stacking white birch logs next to your fireplace, even if it's faux, creates that rustic cabin atmosphere without being too blatant. And I haven't even touched on how beautiful it is. And a coffee table showcases a bowl of white and silver ornament balls mixed with pine cones, and withered branches. It's like having the winter forest in your house, but in an elegant way. January home decor trends, worth trying. I'm not the one who usually runs after the trends, but the January home decor trends, which I have already come across, are worth a thought anyway. The first one is the winter spaces. Inspired by Japan, it is the perfect mix of Japanese asceticism and Scandinavian homeliness, and it fits wonderfully with January decorating ideas since it brings forward the lifestyle of simplicity, earth-friendly materials, and that tranquility that we all desire after the festive frenzy of the holidays. Imagine it as low-profile furniture, neutral color palettes where warm wood tones prevail, and texture through fabrics mounted skillfully. The greatest part of this trend is that it is eco-friendly decor, since you're not going to buy a lot of seasonal items that will only end up in a box by the time February arrives. Rather, you are going to own the very pieces that will look good throughout the year, but seem particularly right when it is cold outside and you want your home to be a haven. One more trend of indoor winter decorations has gold and silver being used, which is kind of getting maximalist winter whites. Yes, I know. White in winter seems to be the most common, but you should listen to me first. This is not about cold, clinical white rooms. This is creating a lovely, cozy atmosphere with very pale colors like white, cream, ivory, and ecru, and softening them with a lot of textures and warmth. Hitting the spot gives you a feeling of being tied up in the most comfortable blanket in the world. And besides, it is a superb technique for dark January days to make small places look bigger and brighter. January living room decor ideas for maximum coziness. The winter living room is likely the place where you are going to spend most of your indoor time during the month of January. Hence, the idea of making it cozy and habitable. The most outstanding cozy January indoor decoration concepts that I cherish are based on the very idea of creating nesting zones. That is, the different areas within the room where a person can lie down and feel completely at ease. Let the arrangement of your sofa be the first thing to consider. It is the perfect moment to overload the couch with cushions and throws without fearing that it will look like too much. Combine sizes and textures with large Euro pillows at the back, standard decorative pillows in front, and at least to throw blankets within arm's reach. For my pillows, I usually choose a neutral color as a base, and then add one or two in a deeper winter shade like forest green or navy blue. It does not cost much, and it is just enough to draw visual attention and, at the same time, keep your budget for January home decor. Winter indoor decorations cannot do without lighting, especially in the living room. Overhead lighting is something you want to avoid during January. It is too bright and just brings out the fact that it is pitch dark outside at 5 p.m. Instead, draw the line when talking about creating layers of ambient lighting with table lamps, floor lamps, and even those string lights that I have told you to keep away from the holidays. You can put them in glass jars, drape them over a bookshelf, or hang them on the wall behind sheer curtains. The warm glow created by these lights makes everything feel more intimate and inviting. Coffee tables and side tables shouldn't get overlooked. They are quite the best places in your house for January decorating ideas. Just put a pile of nice books extra points if their covers are wintry, a candle with a smell of wood or vanilla, and a little plant or succulent together, and voila. An effortless vignette that looks like it was done on purpose without being cumbersome. To me, a decorative tray that gathers up all the items is the best. This not only enhances the whole winter theme, but also gives you easy access to the table when you need to use it. January bedroom decor ideas for better sleep and style. If there is one room that deserves the January decorating ideas to get the most attention, then it is definitely the bedroom. You will be in the bedroom when you try to shut out the cold and the dark outside world, and therefore, the bedroom should be muted with the softest and most comfortable cocoon. The good news is that what makes a winter-ready bedroom is also what makes it more comfortable and sleep-friendly. The first thing that comes to mind when talking about the January bedroom decor ideas is bedding. Time to change the textiles to heavier and warmer ones if you haven't done it already. I'm referring to the use of flannel sheets, a down comforter or thick duvet, and at least one more blanket, which is a part of the bed set. The visual weight of those layers creates a luxurious and inviting look for your bed. For the colors, you can either stick to white like winter whites, soft grays, or muted earth tones, the latter being the most neutral. All these shades are calming and thus perfect for the January neutral home decor ideas. Throughout January, the window treatments will play a very big role in the bedroom's decor. If you have been bearing light and airy curtains, then now is a good time to switch to something more heavy-duty. Heavy curtains or velvet drapes not only make your room warmer, thus less heating bills, but they also create that dark and cozy atmosphere that is just right for hibernating through January. If you want to sleep late on those cold weekend mornings, then they also help keep the light out. One more thing to consider is the area around your bed. If there is a rug placed beside the bed, then your feet will never have to touch the cold floor when you get out of bed in the morning. And it will also add texture to the room. January mantle decor ideas that wow without the work if you have a fireplace. Your mantle is like the stage for your January mantle decor ideas. And right now, it's time for the winter act. The key is to contribute to the atmosphere that is seasonal but not to the extreme. Display of the mantle should cause the viewing public to say, wow, that's beautiful. Not, oh, they're really into January. One of my go-to formulas is using a mix of heights and textures right across the mantle. Place a big mirror or a piece of artwork as your central anchor, and then carry on with varying heights of candlesticks. Small vases with winter greenery or bare branches, and if you like, even a few decorative objects that are characteristic of the season. My favorite are white ceramic pieces, wood, and metallic accents in silver or gold. For a more minimalistic approach that works wonders for tiny spaces, the less is more mantle is the way to go. A single large work of art on the wall, coupled with 2 identical candlesticks or vases, is a look that is both elegant and unobtrusive. Place a garland of eucalyptus or a simple string of warm white lights on top of the mantle, and you have a display that looks costly, yet took you hardly 15 minutes to do. One more trick I like is introducing unexpected elements into the mix. An array of old books piled at one end, a tiny wooden ladder propped against the wall with blankets draped over it, or even a gorgeous serving tray leaning against the wall can make your fireplace mantle feel out of the box and intimate. The story that you want to tell about winter warmth should be implied, not stated. January front door decor ideas for curb appeal once the Christmas period comes to an end. It doesn't mean that the front door decoration ideas for January should be boring. The front door is the first point of contact a person has coming home, and it's also the first thing that will be seen of a home by guests. Making it different in January says that the person does not lose taste just because the new month has started. Using a wreath is a common option, but rather than going for the classic holiday evergreen wreath, one can think of the use of something more winter. The choices available are eucalyptus wreaths, white berries, and pine cone embellishments on wreaths made of grapevine, and even a trendy geometric wreath created from natural wood. All these decisions are not just alive but also quite in tune with the season, minus the Christmas leftover vibe. Snowy areas should make the most of the snow by incorporating it in the winter color scheme. A white, silver, and icy blue trio looks magnificent against a snowy background, while being just right for winter home decor ideas in January. However, in case your area is warm, you can still create a wintry feel using the aforementioned cool tone neutrals, along with natural elements that might suggest the season without relying on actual snow. Consider your doormat, containers, and planters located at the entrance, just as your main door. A doormat featuring a winter-themed design bulbs, geometric patterns, or simple stripes would be an economical way to refresh your entrance. In order to keep your look through the chilly months, fill your planters with branches of an evergreen tree and birch logs, or easy-to-care-for plants like ornamental kale that can withstand winter. January home styling tips for small spaces. The notion that one has to sacrifice the pleasure of beautiful January decor ideas for small spaces is wrong when living in a smaller space. To be more specific, some of my favorite January home styling tips are even more efficient in compact areas simply because every element has to justify its existence. The most important advice to follow for winter decorating in a small space is to edit your decorations severely. Likely, you do not have enough space for a collection of seasonal decor items. Therefore, concentrate on pieces that can serve more than one purpose or have a huge impact on visuals. A pretty throw blanket not only beautifies the area but also keeps it warm. A magnificent painting or a giant mirror not only creates the illusion of a larger area but also acts as seasonal decor. In January, if you select something with winter vibes, a few selectively picked candles will provide all three: ambiance, light, and often scent. Small areas can greatly benefit from vertical space. You can add up vertical space instead of floor or surface space for January. Lights strung up in creative ways. A macrame plant holder with a hanging trailing plant, or even a set of winter-themed art prints and similar frames can all contribute to a feeling of being decorated without being crowded. Another clever approach to budgeting for January home decor in small spaces is to choose one area that you will make really special. Perhaps it is your bedside table styled like a magazine spread, or a comfortable reading nook piled up with cushions and blankets. When you put your efforts in one place, you produce a hotspot that makes the entire area feel more deliberate and adorned, even if the rest is quite minimalist. Cozy January indoor decorations that feel like a hug. The main purpose of cozy January indoor decorations is to fight against the cold and dull atmosphere that January usually brings. You want your home to be like a warm hug as soon as you enter the door. But how do you make that happen? Scent is very much underrated in home decor, but January is the month when it is the most significant. Candles, diffusers, or even a pot for simmering on the stove can together create an atmosphere where only the most inviting winter scents, vanilla, cinnamon, pine, or my personal favorite among them, a woodsy one with cedar and sandalwood notes, are allowed into your home. Truly, the connection of scent with comfort and memory is so strong that the right fragrance can make your location feel cozier in no time. Another thing for your temperature to be cozy and warm, which is often overlooked by people, is temperature regulation. You surely want your heating system to be working, but think of something more than just the thermostat. Draft stoppers at doors and windows, thick curtains, and even decorative room dividers can keep the heat in and the cold out. Moreover, there is a psychological effect of seeing things that suggest warmth, like a stack of firewood, plush blankets, or heavy textiles, even if the actual temperature is the same. The last thing you should do for creating cozy January indoor decorations is add personal touches. The stuff that makes your house your home is this one: pictures of your family in beautiful frames, books you love displayed on open shelving, artwork that is special to you, collections you have gathered over time. These are the things that tell your story and make the space feel warm and inviting. January is perfect for rotating these items into a more visible position since you have already rearranged after the holidays. January seasonal home decor ideas that last. What makes the January seasonal home decor ideas so great is that the majority of them can be very easily turned into February ones and even early March ones. You are not decorating for any particular festival or occasion. You're decorating for winter. This means that the money you spent on the January decor is going to be enjoyed for months to come. Think of items and features that highlight winter and its characteristics, rather than focusing on January as a month. Whites of winter, natural wood colors, branches of evergreen, soft fabrics, shimmering metals. These all work during the coldest months. You may change a few accessories now and then, perhaps add some pink or red items for Valentine's Day in February. But the base you built in January can easily remain without much change. Moreover, this is an excellent opportunity to consider DIY winter projects. Tea hat will last you the whole winter season. For instance, you could make your own wreath, have a collection of winter-inspired artwork on the wall, or even just put together a lovely display of natural materials in a bowl or on a tray. All these will give you something that perfectly matches your space and your style. Besides, there is something very fulfilling about making your own decor, especially when the weather is too cold to go out and it is a chilly January afternoon. Simple January decorating ideas anyone can pull off. If this all seems too much, I suggest we take a step back to some plain, easy January decorating ideas that are literally open to everyone, irrespective of their finances, time, or skills. At times, the smallest alterations bring the largest effect. Tobacan weeds simply clean and I realize that it is not seductive, but a clean, well-ordered space gives the impression of being more put together and purposeful. After all the holiday chaos, taking an afternoon for deep cleaning, organizing, and removing unnecessary items will make your house feel refreshed even before the new decor is added. Next, Try moving your furniture. This is free of charge and is capable of making your space feel entirely different. You could perhaps turn your sofa towards the fireplace, make a new conversation area, or shift your reading chair to a place where there is better natural light. A new perspective on a known space may uncover new chances. Then, look through your house before you buy anything new. I can assure you that there are items in closets, storage, or other rooms that would be perfect for January home decor. That vase from your wedding. The throw blanket you never use because it's too nice. The candles someone gifted you last, you bring them out and let them shine. Redecorating is not always about getting new things. Sometimes it is simply about using what you have differently, making January feel special for me. It has been a tough but worthwhile experience of decorating over the years. The outcome being that this month really doesn't have to be a depressed state after the holidays. It can be a beautiful freezing time in your home if you only give it an intentional and creative approach. The main point here is to quit regarding January as the lack of something. The Christmas lights are gone. No more gaudy gatherings. And to start perceiving it as the presence of something new. Tranquility, pacification, snugness, and a golden reason to make your home as inviting as possible. Your winter indoor decor for January should be such that it makes you happy to spend your time indoors. The decor should even be a source of mounting anticipation for coming home, especially when you have been on the go all day. Besides, you should be drawn into the sleeping season thanks to the decor. Moreover, the best part is that money is not a problem, and you are not required to be a designer to enjoy such a sensation. You only need to recognize what makes you feel good and then bring in more of that into your environment. So, whether you are going for a minimalist winter white aesthetic, a cozy cabin vibe, or something uniquely you, remember that there is no wrong way to decorate for January. Just the fact that it should make your home a place you love being in is the only rule. This is so because January is lengthy, winter is cold, and we all need to have a home that welcomes us back with warmth as soon as we walk through the door. If you will allow me, I cannot resist the temptation now of lighting all my candles, getting some more blankets, and observing my perfectly curated but effortless cozy January decor. Who says that this month cannot be as magical as December?